So, dear students, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, namaskar. How are you? I hope best for you. I Mukesh Kumar welcomes you to online Mukesh Online Academy. So, we are doing the chapter 12 of the NCERT book, that is the electricity. Very important chapter from the exam point of view because it carries a lot of weightage. So, we have already discussed in the last video, in the first video of this chapter, about the introduction in BH, in which we had done some formula and about the electricity. Okay, so if you have not seen that, I have given the link of that video into the description. You just go through that, so it will help you to understand better now this video. Okay, so in this video we will discuss about the electric current. Okay, different aspects of the electric current. Okay, so one tip for the best preparation, one tip for the best examination preparation, for the best knowledge. So whenever you watch any video, like study video, okay, or do any study related material, any study related material. So keep a notebook and pen with you. Write the key points, take the short notes. Okay, so this will help you to prepare a summary of the whole chapters. So slowly and slowly you can prepare the summary, so it will be better for the exams. So because when exam comes, you will be able to revise that in a very short period of time. Okay, and very quickly you will be able to revise the whole syllabus. Otherwise it becomes too much to revise into the exams. Okay, so if you have any query, if you have any doubt about the topic discussed, so definitely you can write in the comment box, or you can write me through mail also, or you can write me through the WhatsApp also. So I have given the number and my mail ID into the description. Okay, if you want the free notes, then also you can write to me, or if you want the live online classes, then also you can write to me. So definitely we will be happy to serve you. Okay, so in this part we are going to discuss about the electricity, its formula. We will do some numericals also. Okay, we will test some numericals also in the instrument. So many things we will discuss in this video. So okay, so now it's time to start. So enjoy it and let's start. So dear students, let's start. So in the last video we had studied about the introduction of the electric current. Okay, so you must have seen that video. If you have not seen that, I have given the link of that video into the description, so just go through that, so you will be able to understand better this part. Okay, so in this part we are going to start the electric current. Okay, so in the introduction part we had studied the electric current is because of the flow of the charges. So in this part we will study about the electric current and how it is measured and what is the direction. So these things we are going to study in this part. Okay, so now how can we define the electric current? That flow of charges is current, or flow of charges constitutes current. Okay, so this is the definition. Okay, or how can you define it? So how can we define the electric current? That flow of charges constitutes the current. And second, the electric current is a flow of electric charge called electrons in a conductor such as metal wire. So that means we had studied in the first part, these are the electrons which makes the flow of the electric current, and electrons are negatively charged. So that means we can say the flow of electrons or flow of electric charge is a current. Okay, so now if we give the proper definition of it, so now the proper definition of electric current. Okay, so what is the proper definition? That the flow of charge per unit time, means in 1 unit time, or you can say in the 1 second, how much charge flows through a conductor, that is called the electric current. Okay, so what we can say, the amount of charge flowing through a conductor a particular area in unit time. So this is how we can define the electric current. Or we can say, or what is the next definition we can give, that rate of flow of charge. We can give one more definition, that quantity of electric charge flowing through a conductor in 1 second. Okay, so these are the various definitions of the electric current that we can get. Okay, so first is the amount of charge flowing through the conductor or a particular area in unit time. Second is the rate of flow of charge, and the next definition we can give the quantity of charge flowing through a conductor in 1 second. Or we can give one more definition, that flow of charge or flow of electrons per unit time. Okay, so whatever unit time, normally we take the seconds as a unit time. Okay, so these are the different definitions, any one of them we can write. So the most appropriate to write the quantity of electric charge flowing through a conductor in 1 second, this we can write in the exam. Okay, so now the next comes the numerical formula. Okay, so what is the numerical formula for electric current? That I equals to Q upon T. So this is the numerical formula, where what is the I? It is the electric current. So how do we denote the electric current? By the I. So this is the symbol to denote the electric current. Okay, and what is the Q? We have already discussed in the last video, that Q is the electric charge. And then what is the T? It is the time. So how, if we are given the charge and time, then we can find the current which is flowing through a conductor in 1 second. Okay, or if we just change this formula, then we can use this as a this way also, that Q equals to IT. So both way we can use this formula. Okay, now the next comes the SI unit of current. Okay, we have the I equals to Q upon T. SI unit of Q is coulomb, or we can call it C, and its SI unit is time is seconds, and we denote it by S. So what can we say the SI unit? That coulomb per second, or we can call it like the CS is to the power minus. Clear? Okay, so now also known as ampere, and we denote it by A. Okay, so why the ampere? Because there is a French scientist called André Marie Ampere who worked on this, and after his name this has been named as the ampere. So it is named, ampere is named after the scientist. What is the scientist? So which origin? The French scientist André Marie Ampere. Okay, so after the name of this scientist, this unit has been given the ampere. So dear students, whatever scientist name are given in the science, you must learn that, because CBSE have asked the questions about the scientist also. Okay, so you must remember the name of the scientist, who gave what, okay, and who discovered what. So this is very important to learn. Okay, next, definition of 1 ampere. So normally the question is asked in the exam like this: define 1 ampere current, or define SI unit of current. Okay, we can get the question like define SI unit of current, or you can get the question like this: so name the SI unit and define it. Okay, so in this case, how are we going to define the SI unit? We already have the I equal to Q upon T. So that means that we have taken the SI unit of the I as a 1 ampere. So that means 1 ampere equals to 1 coulomb upon 1 second. What does it mean? If the 1 coulomb of the charge passes through a conductor in 1 second, then the current is said to be 1 ampere. So how are we going to define it? That if the 1 coulomb of the charge passes through a conductor in 1 second, then current is said to be 1 ampere. Okay? So when 1 coulomb of charge passes through any cross section of a conductor in 1 second, then the electric current is said to be 1 ampere. Okay, so while defining the 1 ampere, we have to take the charge as 1 unit and the time as 1 unit, and then we can define this as a 1 ampere. Okay, so now see, the ampere is a very big unit. If the 1 ampere of the current passes through a human body, the person can be executed immediately. So that means the 1 ampere is a very big current. So in practice, what do we have? So we use the smaller units in practice. Okay, so what are those smaller units in practice? One is the milliampere. This is the milliampere. Okay, so whenever we write milli, we have to write m as a small case letter and a as a capital. Okay, so and 1 milliampere is equals to 10 raised to the power minus 3 ampere, or we can say 1 upon 1000 years. So the 1 milliampere is the 1000th part of the ampere. Okay, and the next is the microampere. This is the sign of the micro. This is the microampere. Okay, and the 1 microampere is equals to 10 raised to the power minus 3 ampere, which is equals to 10 raised to the power minus 6 ampere. Clear? Yes? Okay. So now after the definition of ampere, how do we measure it? So what is the instrument that is being used to measure the current? So instrument used to measure electric current. So we use ammeter. We use ammeter to measure the current. So ammeter is the instrument which is used to measure the current. Let's see how this instrument looks like. See, this is the ammeter. Okay, this is the pointer which is given the ammeter. Okay, we have the milliammeters also. So then it will be in the milliammeters. Okay, so this is the plus and this is the minus sign, and this is the conductor. Now next thing comes, how is it connected? So the ammeter, it is connected in series in a circuit in which current is to be measured. Okay, see, suppose if we want to measure the current through this conductor, then we will connect this into the series. So now the question comes, so what is the series? Series basically, when, see, series is like a human chain. The one hand of a person is connected to the other hand of the person. See, if it is your left hand, then the right hand of the person will be connected with you, and his left hand will be connected to the other right hand. So that means in the same way, whenever the series arrangement comes, so the plus, see, suppose this is the bulb. Okay, it has positive and negative terminal. Now this negative terminal is connected to the positive terminal of the next bulb, and this positive connected to the next negative. Okay, positive, and this negative connected to the next positive. So this way positive connected to the negative, negative connected to the positive, and in the end negative, then positive, and this will be negative. In the end, the first positive of the first bulb and the negative of the last bulb, they will be free and they can be connected to a battery. Okay, so with this we can connect the ammeter. So we have, okay, in which we can connect this ammeter. So ammeter is always connected in the series. Okay, now comes the reason. So why do we connect this ammeter in series? the reason to connect the ammeter in series? So the main reason to connect the ammeter in series is because in series combination the current through each appliance is same. See, whatever current is flowing here, the same current will flow 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 here. So it will give the actual value of the current which is passing through the circuit. Okay. So let's write the reason. So in series circuit, current through each conductor is same. There is no change in the current. Okay. Rest of the thing about the series arrangement we will study when we study about the series combinations later in this chapter. Okay. Now the second thing, that is it has very low resistance. Okay. So now there is one word coming which is new, that is called the resistance. So what is the resistance? Means the obstruction to the flow of charge. To the flow of charge. See, how can we say, just like we have seen in the mechanics, we had studied about the friction. That friction opposes the motion of an object. In the same way, resistance is an inherent property of a conductor which oppose the flow of the charge or flow of the current. Okay, that is called the resistance. It is just like the same. Suppose your mother father says something to do, okay, and you are not doing that, that means you are resisting. Okay, so the resistance means not allowing that thing to happen. Okay, so how much resistance you should have? Very low resistance. Means you can see that if your mother father says to do something and you immediately do it without the resistance or very little resistance, so that is called the very low resistance. Okay, so it has the very low resistance. So now let's write the reason. See, there is one thing more. Whenever we connect the circuits in the series, okay, then their resistance becomes more. If the resistance becomes more, that means the current will become less. So if we are taking the ammeter of the high resistance, then it will show the low current. So that is why we take the resistance of the ammeter very low, so that it does not obstruct the flow of current. So now let's write the reason. So in series, overall resistance of whole circuit adds up to resulting into higher resistance. Okay, and which may reduce the current in the circuit. Which may reduce the current in the circuit. Okay, so this is the reason that we take the resistance of the ammeter very small. Okay, so resistance of ammeter is very small, so it does not change the value of current flowing in a circuit. Okay, so I hope you must have understood it. Suppose if there is any doubt, then definitely you can write in the comment section. Okay, or you can send me on the WhatsApp or mail. So we will definitely solve your query. Clear? Now the next thing comes the direction of the electric current. See, we have the two way to define the direction. Okay, one way is the conventional, and the second way is actual. So still the conventional way is being in the use till now. So what is the conventional way? So the conventional way says that the current flows from positive terminal of a battery to the negative terminal of the battery. Current flows from positive terminal of a battery to negative terminal of a battery. Okay, of a battery to a negative terminal of a battery. Okay, clear? Now, what is the reason that we have this way of connect? Okay, actually, when the electricity was discovered, we knew that positive charge are flowing basically. So it was thought that the positive charge are flowing because the electrons were not discovered at that time. Negative charge was discovered, but the electrons were not discovered at that time. So it was thought that the electricity or the electric current is because of the flow of the positive charge. So and the flow of positive charge is from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. So that is why still we write the current flows from positive terminal of a battery to the negative terminal of a battery. When electricity was discovered, two types of charges were known: positive charge and negative charge. Okay, but electrons had not been discovered at that time. Okay, so electric current was considered to be the flow of positive charge. Okay, and the direction of current was taken to positive terminal of the battery to negative terminal. Okay, clear? So whenever we are directing the arrow, so that means we have to put arrow from positive to the negative. We put arrow from positive to negative terminal of the battery. Okay, of battery. So how can we see this? Suppose this is the very simple circuit, okay, in which we have just connected a bulb and a battery. So this is the positive. So if we are going to show the direction of the electric current, so how will we will put arrow like this way, this way, this way, this way, and this way, and this way. So this is how the current will be shown in a circuit from positive to the negative terminal. Now comes the actual. The actual direction of the flow of electrons is from negative to the positive terminal. Okay, the actual direction of flow of electrons is from negative terminal to positive terminal of the battery. Okay, so that means we can say the actual direction of, see, if we want to show that, suppose this is the circuit. So this is the direction of current, okay, and this is the direction of flow of electrons. This is the direction of flow of electrons. Okay, this is the direction of current, and this is the direction of flow of electrons. Okay, that means we can say that the direction of flow of current is opposite to the direction of flow of electrons, or vice versa. Okay, that means we can also say that the direction of flow of electrons is opposite to the direction of flow of current. Okay. Now the question comes in ninth. We have studied about the two different type of quantities. One is the scalar quantity and other is the vector quantity. Okay. So in the vector quantity we had discussed that they had both magnitude and direction. Okay. We had studied in the scalar they had only magnitude. Just think, students, just think what should be what type of quantity the current is. Is it scalar and vector? Just think for a minute. I am just stopping. So what is your answer comes? Vector or scalar? If we are thinking it is vector, that means it is not the vector quantity. You may be thinking, because most of the students for the first time think that it should be the vector quantity, but in actual it is a scalar quantity. Okay, so in actual it is the electric current is a scalar quantity. Okay, you must be wondering that why is it a scalar quantity, even then we are showing the direction of the electric current. So that what the reason for this is, see, in the vector quantity what we have studied, so even if we change the direction, see, then the then its effect will be changed. See, if we want to change the effect of a vector quantity, we can either change its direction, then the overall value will be changed, and if we change the magnitude without changing the direction, then also its overall value will be changed, or we can change the both. See, what is happening in the current, even if we change the direction, the amount of the current flowing through the circuit will remain the same. That means by changing the direction, the current amount is not changing. So that is why, then why do we show the direction of the current? To show the flow of electrons. Its direction is given just to show the flow of electrons. Okay, when we change the terminal of the battery, definitely the direction will change. Suppose if I change the battery instead of putting like that, I just put the battery like this. Okay, so now it is positive here, negative here, so now the direction of current and change, but still the amount of current flowing in this bulb will be the same, whatever was the amount here. If we have taken the same battery, same bulb, if we have taken the same battery and same bulb, so whatever the amount of current was flowing through here, the same current will flow here. That means there is no change. So why are we giving the direction? Just to show the flow of electrons, that's all. So the electric current is a scalar quantity. So now let's do one or two questions, the numerical questions that we get on this, you may get in the exam. See, we get the numericals on the formula that we have studied, Q equal to ID. Okay, so how are we going to this question? See, look here. See, what do we have here? The current of 0.5 ampere. Okay, what is the time? For 10 minutes. Okay, so we have the current, what is given here? I equal to 0.5 ampere. Okay, and what is the time? The time is 10 minutes. So if the time is given in minutes or hour other than second, then we have to convert it into seconds. So 10 into 60, that means 600 seconds we have. Okay, so that means Q equals to IT we have studied above. So that means what is the I? 0.5 into 600. So that means if we multiply it, that it becomes 300 coulomb of the answer is there. Okay, see, this is the next question. In this question we have 10 to the power 20 electrons. We have been given the number of electrons, then we have been given the charge on one electron. Okay, and we have been given the time. So what is the question? That 10 to the power 20 electrons, each having a charge of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, pass from a point A towards another point in B in 0.5 second. We have to calculate the current. So now what is given here? So the given is number of electrons n equal to 10 to the power 20. We have been given the charge on one electron, that means E 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and we have been given the time, that is 0.15 seconds. So now we have the formula that I equal to Q upon T. And there is one more formula that we have learned in the last video, that is the Q equal to NE. So that means we can put this NE upon T, okay, or we can find separately Q from this formula. Okay, so what is the N? 10 to the power 20. And what is the charge on one electron? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 upon time is 0.15 second. So already it is given in the second, so we need not to convert into anyone. So when we calculate it, when we calculate 10 to the power 20 and minus 19, then it will become 10 into 1.6 upon 0.15. Okay, so we put 0 here, so we can remove the point. So when we solve it, so 5 3 is 15 and 5 3 is 15, 5 2 is 10. Okay, so that means we get 320 upon 3 ampere. So when we calculate it, 3 1 is 3, 0, 3 6 is 18.67 ampere. This is the answer that we get. Okay, so there are lots of questions based on this. So you can ask me about the questions. I will send you the questions if you want to practice more questions. Okay, so you can write to me. We will send you the questions. Okay, so today we have studied about in this video we have studied about the electric current. Okay, we studied about the SI unit of the electric current, and we studied about the direction of the electric current and the instrument which is used to measure the electric current, and we did two numericals which are related to the formula Q equal to IT and the last formula that Q equal to NE. Okay, I hope you would have understood it. So in the next video we will do about the electric potential and its some numericals we will do. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Write your comments about the video, any query, doubt about the topic in the comment box. And dear students, if you have liked the video, then share it with your friends, subscribe it. Okay, so if you want the live classes, if you want the live online classes, then you can also write to me. And if you want the free notes, then you can also write to me. I have given my WhatsApp number and mail ID into the description. So thank you so much.